Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Black Excellence in Healthcare, White Coats and Real Talk podcast, where we get into some real conversations, real raw, with Black healthcare professionals. On tonight's episode, we have a very special guest by the name of Dacia Porter. Hi, Dacia.
Hi.
First and foremost, I want to thank you for being a guest on White Coats and Real Talk podcast. So, I know you're excited for us to just dive into our conversation.
I'm excited. I'm ready to get this in the show.
Okay. So before we get started, diving into the questions, I just want you to let the audience know about your background, your credentials, your professional experience, how many years you got into the healthcare field. Just shine some light on that, please.
Okay. As Dr. White said, my name is Dacia Porter. I've been a registered nurse for a little over 6 years. I've worked med-surg telemetry. I've worked as a floor nurse, a charge nurse. I've also stepped into some leadership roles, working as a RN supervisor, assistant director of nursing. And now here I am, a board certified family nurse practitioner.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. So where are you now in the healthcare industry since you just stepped into being a board certified family nurse practitioner? Where are you now?
Okay, so it's coming up actually it's been a year since I've been a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
I've been working as a nurse practitioner for a little over, I want to say almost 6 months. So currently I work in long-term care where I provide care to long-term and short-term residents in a nursing facility. So I'm providing care to about 130 residents in a long-term care facility. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now with my career as a nurse practitioner. I do other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to tap into them other things too in just a few because we want the audience to be all up in your business. I'm trying to be all up in your business too. So what do you think was one of the biggest challenges transitioning from the RN role where you're pretty much following orders into that nurse practitioner role where now you're the provider, you're the leader, and you more autonomously? What challenge did you face or are you facing transitioning?
I would say the biggest challenge will be getting out of the task mindset. As a registered nurse, it's task. Yes, you use your critical thinking, but you are following the orders of a doctor. So it's tasks that you have to complete. And now with me being a nurse practitioner, I'm calling the shots. I'm reading the orders. I'm everybody will get to me for the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So taking myself out of that task, bedside, RN mindset. Yes, I'm still a nurse, but now I am operating or working, practicing in a mind frame where the patient or the resident is dependent on me, to make the decisions for what they're there for the conditions that I am managing and treating. So I would say, yeah, getting under the task mindset.
Okay, I like the way you put that. So, what do you wish that someone told you before you started as a nurse practitioner?
I would say, thinking back, and I would consider myself still a new nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
I wish someone would have told me that confidence, it don't come with the title. It comes with time. Just being confident and some people think, oh, I'm a nurse practitioner now. I'm so confident. And then you get laughs thrown at you and everybody looking to you for the answers. And it's like, oh, Lord, yeah, I'm a nurse practitioner, so I should know it all.
Mm-hmm.
No, that confidence, you still going to push yourself. I believe the confidence come with time because it's still times where I'm not as confident, but I'm resourceful and I also have others around me that I can lean to, for answers if I need to know. So I would say to the new nurse practitioners and the nurse practitioners that's graduating soon, that confidence gonna come with time. It's not coming with that title. As soon as you get the title, that doesn't mean that you automatically jump into knowing all and you're so confident. So it's okay. Give yourself grace.
That's some good advice. That's some good advice for the novice nurse practitioners and the nurse practitioners, that's gonna graduate as nurse practitioners. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, because you're not gonna jump in there and know everything. Because you have to shift that mindset, and that mindset don't happen overnight. It does take time. It does take time, but as long as you're, reaching out, as you stated, and have resources and have that support, that's very important. Because it is some new nurse practitioners who actually quit being a nurse practitioner, not having that support or having those resources. So that is important. One of the reasons why I do mentor nurses, and I do allow nurse practitioners to precept in my clinic. So I am a preceptor too as well. And yes, you were one of my students. I'll throw that out there. But what I find, and you could tell me if you experience this with your schooling, the schooling and the way the nurse practitioners is being taught is very different than when I completed my nurse practitioner, over 10 years ago. I'm learning that the nurse practitioners is really not having a lot of hands-on experience inside the school too as well, like with stimulations and things like that. And then a lot of the clinicals, they really not getting a lot of hands-on experience with other providers. And a lot of my nurse practitioners, the mentees, they is telling me that they feel like that these schools is not preparing them for the role that they are about to embark on. Do you feel like you had a similar experience, or?
Because I say it's like two parts to that.
Okay.
I would say not being fully knowledgeable as a registered nurse starting out, like your background, not giving yourself enough time to learn what you need to learn. Because some nurses say they've been a nurse a year or two. Oh, I'm going back to be a nurse practitioner. Like you haven't learned enough to even, I would say, to try to prepare yourself to go into that role. So that would be one thing, not fully prepared and not having the background to transition into a nurse practitioner. And a lot of the schools are actually online now.
I know.
I know they're trying to sell brick and mortar. Mm-hmm. I believe that means a lot, and having that hands-on experience, having that face-to-face, because I believe that online is not for everybody. I did attend an online university. It's a prestigious university. I believe that I learned what I need to learn, but I wouldn't say that my experience was the same.
Okay.
Because I did have some amazing preceptors.
Oh.
It's like a twofold thing. It's the knowledge, and then it is if you're not prepared. As far as like simulations and all of that go online, you're not getting all of that.
Yeah, I hear.
It could be the simulations is like, it's the way it's set up. It's just not.
I know. Yeah, because look, we couldn't do nothing online.
Virtual, like patient, and that it just yeah.
Yeah.
I believe if online nurse practitioner programs didn't exist and they went straight for brick and mortar, I believe a lot of more nurse practitioners would be well prepared. Believe at being a nurse practitioner, like, oh my God, like, I can't stand it. Oh my God, I don't like this. Oh my God, this is hard. So it's some things that you're not going to learn that you will learn the more you practice. But I do believe that a lot more nurse practitioners are coming out of school not prepared.
Not prepared. I agree with that too. And not to toot my own horn. No, I am going to toot my own horn, because a lot of the nurse practitioner students I get, they always telling me like, this the most somebody ever taught me. This the most that I have learned. This the most that somebody really took the time to explain things, to really show me what it's like to interact with patients and how to come up with that diagnosis and what to treat with. And although it's a good feeling, but it's also make me feel sad at the same time. These other providers, one, they probably don't want a precept, or two, they taking on too many students and can't give the students the attention that they need, so they can learn, so they can grow, so they can kind of somewhat be ready when they step into that role.
Yeah, it's not happening. With you being my preceptor, I did learn a lot. You challenge in clinic, you challenge with questions. You like get our brains running, like to get out of that bedside mindset and start to think as a provider. You allow us to do hands-on things in your clinic. So it's not us just watching you. you want us in there, you preparing us to be in there, interacting with the patients, when it comes to certain things, like you allowing us to be involved. And it's not a student meal. I will, let me revert back. I did have a preceptor and it was a student meal. It was like too many students in there. And I did have someone like you who was amazing that taught me things. My women's health preceptor. We would sit down at the end and it's PowerPoints that he have up on a projector. He's going over everything, asking you questions, have pictures of. So everything, everyone is different. But I mean, only thing you can do is continue to educate yourself. Hopefully you have somebody to, reach back to that can guide you and lead you. Because I know, I still have questions. I'm not perfect. I still want to know answers to things. And I've reached out to you. I've reached out to other, nurse practitioners that have been in the game for a long time for answers. So, and I'm not ashamed to say it because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's patient safety.
Right. So let's go back to that confidence. Because that's very important. As a provider, being a leader, working autonomously, you got to be confident in your role. So what are some of the ways or some of the things that you do personally that helps boost that confidence for your role?
I continue to educate myself.
Most importantly,
my job don't stop just while I'm in the building, because when I leave the building, now reviewing my patient or, my resident cases, I'm looking over things, I'm still looking over, maybe I gave a med and I when I get home, I'm still looking over to make sure, hey, was this the best choice or was not, so it doesn't just stop there. Continue to educate myself, buying resources for the area that I'm in, which is, long-term care. Just being willing to learn. And not being afraid to ask questions, because I prioritize patient safety over anything. So if I don't know it, even if, like they say, no question is a dumb question, a stupid question, I will call. I don't care if I feel like, it made me feel like I'm not prepared. No, I'm not prepared for what I need the answer to. But what I will say is before I make a phone call, I do make sure that I've done my research so I can have something to go off of, not just coming to you if I had to call you for a question about something. I still have some knowledge of it on my own, but maybe you can bring in more knowledge that it's like an aha moment,
Okay.
So yeah, just willing to learn. Review your cases, having resources, and resources can be books, it can be people, and just reflect on your day every day. Reflecting on it once you get home, reflecting on your day, going over everything.
That's good. Self-reflection is very important. Okay. You are an entrepreneur, right?
I'm a serialpreneur.
Okay. Well, tell us about this serialpreneur.
Beyond the bedside, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a financial consultant. I stepped out of that role for a while, but now I'm back. And I launched my financial consulting business where my niche, I took a step back because I wanted to find my niche, because I know that me being a financial consultant, I'm not for everybody and everybody not for me. And I believe my niche is healthcare workers. So what I do as a financial consultant is nurses, CNAs, it could be some doctors, anyone in healthcare. I'm going to be real honest. They making money. They working hours, or even if they working a lot of hours, they making money. So what can they do with this money? A lot of nurses have mindsets like, I make all this money. I'll just, go to work and work extra shift. And, I can buy this. So I work another shift and buy this. And when they look up their credit, looks like nothing. So what I do is I swoop on in. I'll talk to them about personal credit and how a lot of nurses do want to be entrepreneurs, want to start their own business. They do want to, step away from bedside to try to, pursue other options or things that they want to do besides being a nurse. And my job is to help them see that vision, but financially prepare their personal credit profile, and eventually prepare them for funding to their business, so they're not taking their hard-earned money, just throwing it into a business when it's not even, the business entity is not even structured correctly. So that's what I do. So.
Okay. So with you doing all that, how are you balancing being a new nurse practitioner and entrepreneurship?
I believe in balance.
Oh, okay.
I believe in planning.
Okay.
I believe in balance. I believe in planning. For one, I'm a believer, so we already on balance. If they say. So I don't believe in balance. I plan, and my business is actually, it aligns with what I do. Clinic.
Okay.
So Monday through Friday, I could be at the building taking care of patients for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours charging. And then hours after that, I could be doing a 15-minute consultation with a nurse or whoever in healthcare, someone in healthcare about, their finances. So I try to align my business with my career.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
So planning. Nope.
Planning it. Planning is very important.
Organization planning. So yeah.
That's awesome. So what does Black excellence in healthcare mean to you? Or just Black excellence, period?
Black excellence in healthcare to me means learning, leading, but most importantly, bringing somebody up with you along the way that may not have had the opportunity. Like Black excellence would be me becoming a nurse practitioner, right? I'm from Inglewood, and we didn't see that in our communities, being a leader to that community, or, being a leader to a Black community, educating, but then also reaching back and bringing somebody along the way with me to show them, that they too this can happen for you too, because we may not have came from everything a silver spoon, but just knowing that we can show up in rooms. We can create and make our own tables and show up in rooms that we once was not wanted in or accepted in. So yeah, that's what Black excellence is to me. Like keeping it going.
Black excellence. Yes, you're absolutely right, because we running the rooms now. We running the rooms now. I love it too.
A bit of it. I'll get your head confidence. You ain't got to know it all. Come on us.
So that beautiful white coat you got, that beautiful white coat you earned, what does that white coat mean to you, or what does that symbolize for you?
This white coat symbolizes to me leadership. Every time I put on this white coat, I feel like I'm walking into a prayer that's been prayed a long time before I was here. Wow. Yeah. And it brings chills.
That just brought chills to me.
Power.
That is power.
As I put it on, I'm just, walking into a prayer that was prayed a long time before I ever was here on this earth. 1985. Yeah, that's what it means to me. It really means something.
That really just gave me chills. That do really mean something. So what is one piece of advice that you would like to give to an aspiring Black healthcare professional, any Black healthcare professional, or even our youth? What's one piece of advice that you will want to give?
Maybe it's more than one piece.
Well, you could give 3.
I want to say
2, 3. Like, give us all.
Take up some space. Let's take up some space. Show up as your authentic self. Continue to lead. Be willing to learn. Don't be afraid to break down barriers. Don't be afraid to walk into rooms, even if others don't look like you. And when you're in that room, knowing that you deserve to be there just as well as everybody else that's there. Not being afraid and lacking confidence. Just knowing that, you do have a future. You have a bright future. Just basically showing up, taking up space in these rooms, even if it's just you.
Own the room. Walk in there like you own that room, okay? With your head held high. Yes. You could tell the confidence by the way you carry yourself. Most definitely can. So now Every part of the podcast episode, I do a segment called White Coat Confessions because, you know, we a little nosy. We want, me and my audience, we want to, you know some of your business. So,
What kind of be?
Your mom? You got to think about that.
What about my mom?
No, I said, are you a mother?
My mom. Oh, yes. I have 2 beautiful daughters.
Okay.
Two amazing, beautiful princesses that I'm raising to be successful in this world, and letting them know that they can be whatever they want to be. The sky's not the limit. Just being honest to let people know that, yeah, I wear this white coat, but I didn't always have the confidence. I wasn't always accepted into, certain rooms. When I went to nursing school, I went to a school that it was only maybe 2, 3 African Americans. Wasn't diverse at all. But I continued to pursue nursing. But it was one time when I will say, I was in my nursing program and I went and told them that I don't want to be a nurse anymore. I was done with it. I was tired of it. I was going through a lot of discrimination. I thought about, at the time, I only had one daughter. I thought about what my career as a nurse can do for her. Because I didn't say that, but I did start off as a CNA, certified nursing assistant at the hospital. And I just knew that I had enough of that. And if I gave up, I'd be done. And I'm going back to doing that. So I stuck it out. And here I am today.
Oh, that's good.
Certified family nurse practitioner.
That's good. That's good. So it was 3 African Americans. I want to dive in there just a little bit. If you could just give us a little more background on that particular situation, like maybe what was one of the hardest challenges, or what did you notice?
It was discrimination.
Okay.
It was 4 of us, 4 females. One of them, she just had enough. She got out the program. And then there was 3 of us left. And I remember being treated different.
Okay.
Then when we had like our simulations, I was actually one of the nursing students that I spoke up. Like, we're not doing this. It's not okay. I won't say why, but I challenged my nursing school on a discrimination thing. I wrote to their committee. Like, they meet every month. I challenged them on something where they knew they didn't have any fight, and I won against what they was trying to do and trying to count me out. Yeah. I prevailed. And that's why I say don't give up. Keep going, because what's for you is for you. Because there's nothing that they could have done to stop what was already foreseen for me, And I'm glad that I didn't give up. I'm glad that I kept going. I'm glad that despite me going to a prestigious nursing school that's well known, that's definitely not diverse at all, but I have a diversity clause in everything that they do, which is absolutely wasn't the truth. I don't know now, but it wasn't the truth when I went. But I feel like I was the type that I wanted to keep going to show young Black girls from Inglewood, it could be Inglewood, Rosa, any of these inner communities in Chicago, that it can be done. It can be done. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that school.
I mean, but look, I took from that, and you stood up for yourself. You stood up for what you knew was right and what you felt was wrong. And that's huge, because a lot of people don't stand up for themselves. A lot of people probably say, oh, I'm just going to go to another school, or I just quit. That was very brave of you.
I went for it. And I knew that I was going to win. I didn't just go in blindsided. I did my research. I made sure that, I wasn't, when I prepared what I was writing, I had somebody else look over it. And I knew that I wanted to prepare it because when you bring something forth to a big board, these nursing panels, these nursing professionals that's been a part of the school forever, it's like it's you against them. So you better give it one shot, and I gave it one shot.
Okay, nurse practitioner Dacia. So I want you to be completely honest and let the audience know. Maybe it's a lesson learned, or maybe it's something, professional, something that you experience that don't nobody know? And I'm not talking about like close family, but probably outside of the close family. Like, what is something that you are willing to share that has shaped you into the woman that you are today?
Well, I mean, a lot of people like to think when the wearing this white coat out that you was the perfect person. So, I'm not gonna go into detail, but it wasn't nothing like major. But growing up as a teenager, I was like a fearless, feisty teenager that didn't, like want to do what I want to do. And it backfired on me when I got ready to go to nursing school. Got into nursing school, prestigious nursing school. I'm like, yes, excited, telling everybody. And they like, yeah, you can't practice at Cook County because you have a background. Background? And that was when I was a teenager, like 18, 19. Here it is, like what, uh, 10 years later, like what? And so I had to go before a judge to get it expunged, even though it wasn't nothing major, but it still was a background, where I got into altercation when I was younger, like girl and stuff like that. But I got it squared away because I hadn't gotten in trouble since then. But I do tell, I didn't say this part, but I am a nursing professor too. I always told my nursing students that, what you do in your past can affect your future. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If that judge decided that he didn't want to expunge anything, or imagine if I continued to get in trouble, but I woke up one day like, I just want to be a nurse, I wouldn't be here today. And I always tell people, like, what you do while you're young, in your teen years or whatever, can affect your future. And I'm grateful that I learned my lesson early and didn't get in any more trouble. So I would say that's something people probably don't know. And I'm not afraid to share it because I feel like I'm not perfect.
No one is.
Consider myself, I don't want to be considered an influencer because I feel like everybody makes mistakes. And you being influencers are being judged on every decision they make in their life. I just want to be an example to little African-American girls in these inner communities that don't see a way out or see that a future that they can to wear this white coat that it can happen. And don't let your past dictate your future. But while you're young, make better choices.
And that was some great advice. Some more great advice. So what's next for you? What's upcoming? What's next for you? What you got going on? What's upcoming projects, goals, ventures? What are you excited about?
I will be to continue to grow my consultation business. And I am going to be taking my talents from the Midwest to the West Coast.
Ooh.
A new resident of the West Coast.
Ooh.
Taking my talent to the West Coast and providing care over on the West Coast. But continue to learn, to continue to thrive as a nurse practitioner. I'm all about entrepreneurship, and I too will one day want to do what you do and own my own clinic. I wouldn't say right now, but I will say that's something that I foresee in the future. In the meantime, getting involved into more mentorship. I was a part of your mentorship program, doing that again, or even start my own mentorship. I don't know, it's a discussion I have to have. My future, that's what I foresee in my future. Yeah.
Mentorship is very important.
It definitely is. And I didn't do it until I got involved in your mentorship program that you have, mentoring young girls 13 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that was actually a good experience. So I want to do that again, whether it be join someone mentorship on the West Coast or start my own.
That don't sound like a bad idea. That actually sounds like a phenomenal idea. The reason why I'm starting another mentorship program. So I've been working behind closed doors. And as I stated earlier, I'm finding that, a lot of the nurse practitioners is not prepared. They're not prepared. They're not being, given the tools, the resources, and the knowledge and education that they need just for the basics of going into being a nurse practitioner. And so many of the nurses, that I mentor put this on my spirit, even though I've been thinking about it too as well. So I am starting a nurse practitioner mentorship program. Yes. So it is called White Coat Powerhouse. And the slogan is where MPs run the room.
It is right. I mean, if I can help some way be a part of it.
I'm going to tap into you. I'm going to tap into you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And this is going to be on a platform and not just in the state of Illinois. I do want this to end up being like nationwide, like huge, where people can come to the group, and get help. So I am looking for nurse practitioners, who's willing to help and mentor and, provide their knowledge and skills and resources. And what you say, bring somebody up with you.
Absolutely. And I know I don't believe in that nurse in the young. Like, no. It's basically, like, hey, grab somebody, hey, let's go. Let me show you the way. Because that don't exist. I'm a part of a nurse practitioner group. And all the nurse practitioners saying,
that's so sad.
They don't feel prepared.
Boy. Well, tell them they come on, Angel. We got and we will get you prepared, because not only that, I am going to be providing seminars and courses and everything that nurse practitioners need to know when they step into their role.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. Even coming out once you graduate, not knowing that it's a possibility, you may not get a job for 6 months, because so much that you have to do.
Yes,
that's not told.
That's not
that you have to learn. Like, hey, you got to reach out to people. Like, what's this? What's that? And nobody is telling you like all that comes after you graduate. Like, okay, you graduated, and now, you probably not getting a job right away. So
right.
You have to prepare for things, do some things, and even prepare for boards. So it's just, it's a lot. And I think that will be amazing. And I think it would keep, new nurse practitioners in the game and want to continue to thrive as providers. Because if you have a go-to or somebody there, a resource, I think that would bring comfort in knowing, like, what, I can do this. I can do this.
Absolutely. So how can the audience, follow you and be all up in your business, see what you got going on?
I have a personal page. My business is on Instagram is Asset Allure, ASSET, Allure, ALLUR group. Asset Allure group on Instagram, Asset Allure group on TikTok. Yeah, personal page don't really have nothing going on. It ain't nothing going on. More so on our business page. Anybody looking for any type of financial consultant or financial advice, I offer 15-minute consultations. Because it's not about money. I want to talk to you. I want to see that I'm the right fit for you and you the right fit for me. And even if it's something small, I feel like, you don't need my service for you to do this. Just giving that small little advice to tell them, hey, do this, do something small. You'll be wasting money paying me, and you can really do this. Yeah. So Asset Allure Group on TikTok, Asset Allure Group on Instagram. I don't have a Facebook page, but I'm really more engaged with TikTok and Instagram.
Okay. All right. So is it anything that you want to say to the audience before we close?
Believe in yourself, even when don't nobody else believe in you. Know that it's okay. It may just be you in the room. Only you look like you in the room. Stand tall, walk with confidence, own the room, and know that you too can wear a white coat. Nothing is impossible, and the sky is not the limit. To just keep going, even when you want to give up, keep going. Just remember why you started. And it's not always going to be easy. I'll be lying if I said it. But you will prevail as long as you don't give up and that you keep going. Keep going. Write down everything. Get a journal. Write it down. Journal everything so you can look back on what you wrote to see how far you came.
I second all that. I second all that. Well, I want to thank you, Dacia, because it's most definitely is an honor and a pleasure for you to come sit here on this couch.
Thank you for having me. Any of you nurse practitioners got questions, you want to know, you need some answers to something, if I could be of assistance, of help anyway, reach out to me. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So thank you all for joining us again with Black Excellence in Healthcare, White Coats and Real Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Angel White. I'm all things, okay? Make sure that you're following me on all social media platforms. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, White Coats and Real Talk Podcast. Like, follow, comment, just join the movement. Because this is finna get real, real loud. It's a safe space, and we're discussing the real and the raw. So until then, we will see you in the next episode.